Hi and welcome back to the podcast with MMA Nut. I'm Marcus Corval, and we've got two guests with us today because Daria Bernardo is not here because she's celebrating her birthday in Las Vegas. I'm sure that's not in protocol with her upcoming fight, but we got Pedro, the young Punisher Munhoz, with us, getting ready for his upcoming fight with the UFC on October 4th. And we've got Emil Hartsner, who's back here from Sweden, just arrived from in Los Angeles a couple of days ago. And Pedro, you're not going to be able to sit here with two Swedes without trying some traditional Swedish candy. So some salt licorice for you. Here you go.
You know, I'm not going to lie for you guys. I tasted this before and it tastes like weird. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to just put it in my mouth because I know this is how it's going to taste. I'm going to just spit out, okay? That's it.
Very few people are fans of the salt licorice, but it's an acquired taste and it's very good, high in protein, low in sugar.
It's not, that's not true.
Let's talk about your fight first. You're fighting on the 4th of October. That's next week up in Canada. It's your third fight with the UFC. First fight on very short notice against a guy who's ranked number 4 in the UFC, number 3 in the UFC, and then your second fight, which was a very beautiful display of stand-up, technical knockout. What's on the card for the next one? What's on the agenda?
Still really excited about this fight, and I felt that I have been improving all my skills, my striking skills, my wrestling, jiu-jitsu as well. So it's not gonna be this fight is not gonna be for points again. So I'm gonna feel really happy if I can finish this fight in the first round.
First round finish.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be
I'm gonna try harder.
You think it's gonna be a submission, or you think it would be a knockout TKO?
I'm gonna be happy with both. Like which one, like or submission or knockout. Is for me it's not different. Always I'm gonna look for the knockdown. And if I fight goes to the ground, I'm gonna always look for the submission, scramble, and look for the submission, scramble, and look for the submission. And if I keep on the fit, I'm gonna feel very comfortable too. I'm gonna look for the knockout all the time.
Now, going to Canada, I know you had, it's a lot of paperwork, one commission to the next. Going up to Canada to fight, how do you feel?
I fought in Brazil, I fought in America, I fought a lot of states right here in America. So for me, like travel, and my last fight was in Brazil. I have been living right here in Los Angeles for like almost 5 years. So I had to come back to Brazil to fight it there like almost 3 months ago. And for me, it's not something, I feel, for me, that's a part of my routine, and fighting like in different states and different country, and I like it. I like all those new journey, and I'm gonna be like, it is my first time in Canada.
Yeah,
that's my first time in Canada. I know Canada is like big country, it's cute, but we're gonna be in Nova Scotia. I think it's a good experience to fight in the other country, and also after the fight I'm gonna take a like little vacation there, like 2-3 days, just to walk around and see the Canada, because that's my first time.
Is your family coming with you up there, or
where in Brazil?
To Canada? No, to Canada.
My wife is coming with me.
Yeah? Not the babies?
No, the baby's gonna stay with her.
2 kids now. Yeah, they're gonna stay home. So you get a few days with your wife.
Yeah.
Nice. It's an exciting card that you're fighting on. There's some really good fighters. The main event, McDonald versus Saffiedine Tarek. You've been training with Tarek now. He's been down to Black House with his Muay Thai coach, Daniel Varan, as well. And you've been training with Daniel too.
Yeah. I have been training with Tarek a lot in the last almost 3 months. He's a really good guy, humble guy.
Very, very good. Nice guy.
Really tough guy. His background, I believe, is karate, karate kyokushin. He's super tough in stand-up, and his wrestling is good because he has been training at Team Quest in the last almost 5 years.
Yeah.
So he's ready. He's ready, and I believe he's gonna be Roy McDonald.
He's been wanting Roy McDonald for a while. He's actually been calling Roy McDonald out. So it'd be interesting to see, and that'd be a big statement, obviously, to beat Roy McDonald as high up on the ranking as he is, and it'd be good to see him back now. He's been out for a while, to see him back in the UFC, retiring as the last champion in Strikeforce. So Be interesting to see him. And his style is very technical. You know, being at Team Quest for so long, his wrestling has improved tremendously. But he is definitely a stand-up fighter. His leg kicks are vicious. Have you felt some of those leg kicks?
I have been sparring with him because when he started training at Black House, we doing like a sparring train. So we separate like lightweight, middleweight, and halfweight. So
Makes sense.
he always with the middle guys. I'm always with the light guys. So I didn't have the opportunity to spar him, but I see him train all the time because always I do my sparring before or after him because we both split the cage. So I do first or he does first.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So I had the opportunity to watch him train like many times, and he's really good, really technical, have light kicks, good control, good Muay Thai.
And Emil, you're back and got a chance to train a little bit with Pedro. You were here last, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And do you notice any difference in Pedro?
Yeah, today was my first roll with Pedro in 4 months, and he is always good. I haven't done any sparring stand-up with him this time because I just came, but I know his stand-up is really good. So I think Pedro's gonna first round he's gonna punch him and make, I don't know what is the name of the guy you're fighting.
Jared Sanders.
Yeah, and then he's gonna try to take you down and you're gonna submit him. Second round submission.
You think second round?
Yeah.
Pedro says first. You say second.
Yeah, I think second. I think Pedro. Second.
I'm gonna have to say third then, right? But let's
fourth.
find out next week.
No, just 3 rounds.
So 3 rounds. It must be
four.
nice for you to get back to even though it's been 2 fights now doing 3, but the last before you got into the UFC, you lost 2, or was it last 2 or 3 fights were 5-round fights?
Even
though they didn't go
one
for
before my first fight in UFC, I defended my title for RFA. It was 5 minutes round, and then before the one, I fought with Jeff Kern for the title as well. So
those 5 rounds.
Yeah, my before UFC, my last 2 fights was title fights, so it was 5 rounds. So I'm still in good shape, training hard like always. No injury this time. I had a full training camp to train, think about it, mental, physical, and everything. So feel really happy.
Now, this card, the 135 division it's been a lot of changes and uproars, and we have Joe Soto just fight for the title against TJ Dillashaw, who took the fighter from Barao. The co-main event on your card is Brian Caraway versus Asan Sama, who you fought as well. I'm sure you're going to keep a very close look on that fight, right? Because do you think that will be the next title fight?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I don't think about Brian, but I'm sure if Rafael Assunção beat him, I think he's going to be the next guy for the title.
Which increases the value of your stocks as well, right? It shows Pedro Munhoz in his very first fight with 2 weeks' notice goes in there and goes the distance and breaks his ribs.
8 days.
8 days.
You keep saying 2 weeks or you 12.
It's 8.
It's 8.
Okay, now we know
Which,
it's 8.
for people that are not fighters, realize that's a big difference. That's a big difference. And you broke his ribs. You put him out for 6 months.
For 6 months, yeah.
So Assunção wins on Saturday, gets a tight fight against TJ Dillashaw. Do you think that will put you up there 1 or 2 fights away from a title potentially?
Let's see. I haven't think about it. I'm really focused in my next fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing that I have been think and focus and using all my energy to think about that fight. I didn't think about it, but that's after the fight. Hopefully, I'm gonna bring like a good win, TKO or submission again, and I think I'm gonna getting closer and closer. I'm not rushed right now. I wanna just do my job. I wanna just what I do. I wanna just do what I do best. So I'm not gonna rush anything. I wanna do my steps, step by step, and one day I believe I'm gonna have my opportunity as well.
It's good to hear. Now, a very famous fighter from your home country who trains with the same coach as you, Rafael Cordero, Wanderlei Silva, retired last week. He's a man I know that I believe you trained with as well, but growing up watching someone like Wanderlei, was it something that it was somewhat of a surprise to you?
Yeah, I was surprised. I have been training with Rafael Cordero like a long time, And
As has Wanderlei.
nobody. No, I have been training with Rafael Cordeiro. Wanderlei, he has a gym in Las Vegas.
No, I mean Wanderlei's been training with Rafael
Yeah.
for many years as well.
Yeah, many years. Back in the day, shoot box in Brazil, they were like Rafael Cordeiro was like the coach, and they have been training like almost the whole life. But right here in the United States, they kind of separate a little bit. Rafael Cordeiro lives in Orange County. He has his gym, Kings MMA. And Wanderlei Silva, he has his business, his gym in Las Vegas. When Wanderlei has a fight coming up, so they meet up and they do the they do the train camp. But I see Wanderlei Silva like many times. I had the opportunity to train with him at the same mat like couple times. So he's a legend. Everyone today that do mixed martial arts, for sure, they was watching Wanderlei Silva back in the days in Pride. And he's a legend. He's really tough. You never see Wanderlei Silva coming to the fight and be like a cool fight or a calm fight. So always you will see like a war out there. So it's really sad because everyone has the outage in your career, and later on you have to be you're gonna retire. So unfortunately wasn't the same. Everyone, I think, was expect that fight him against Chael Sonnen, because Chael Sonnen was talk a lot of things about him and vice versa,
And about Brazil.
But actually he was in Brazil for the show, and I have a good friend, Pezão. He was in the house with him.
Yeah.
And Chael Sonnen was his coach. And then he was talking with those guys and say, yeah, everything was just try to promote the fight and try and be respectful and try just to piss off Wanderlei Silva. But he say, but I really like here. He did, and he did. But he said, before that, I have been in Brazil right here many times, many years, and I really like this country here, I like the people, and so many guys was talk good things about him. Personal, I don't know him, and he's a smart guy. He's really smart guy. So I don't know what he was trying to do it, but one of those things that he was trying to do and he did was try to piss off Wanderlei, and he did.
It worked.
And unfortunately, that fight didn't happen. I think everyone, fighters and fans, was really excited to watch that fight, and the fight didn't happen. And it's not gonna happen right now because Wanderlei, he retired.
As did Chael Sonnen.
Yeah. So let's see what's gonna happen in the sport right now. But we have a good fighters. Every day we have Wanderlei. We have Anderson Silva. He's gonna come back after his leg injury.
You've been training with him as well.
Yeah, I have been training with him, and I have in the last 2 months. I have been training with him a lot at a Black House at his gym, Muay Thai College.
Yeah.
So he that I can tell, I can notice that his leg is 100%.
Yeah.
100%, and we're looking forward to seeing his fight in January against Nick Diaz.
That would be an interesting fight. Now, on the same day as Pedro's fighting, Emil, you're from Sweden. There's another card in Sweden as well. First of all, Emil, you had a fight that was actually in the newspaper, your last fight. Unfortunately not because of something good. You got knocked out almost with someone of a soccer kick, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
How are you feeling from the fight?
No, I'm feeling great. Of course, it's hard to lose like that in my hometown, but it's MMA. I had him in the first round, and it's MMA. Things happen, but I'm happy to be here now and train with Pedro, Marcus, and all the guys here at Systems. So it feels good to be getting back. My first grappling session today, so with Pedro. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
Were you part of the sparring yesterday? We had a big group down there. Some really good. Now with Christos Giorgos in the UFC as well. There was some big guys in there yesterday.
Yeah, there was some crazy good group. No, I didn't spar. I had to, rest my body a little bit more, but I'm not in a rush, but I saw all the guys that were crazy. We need some bigger mats over here.
Okay. We'll get that. But there's on the same day as Pedro's fight in Sweden. You've been to Sweden as well. You've been to Stockholm.
He loves Sweden and the Swedish licorice.
Yeah, the Swedish licorice. I remember walking around in Stockholm with Pedro. He had never seen snow before he came to Sweden. And once he saw it, he was walking around like a miserable cat, cold, wet, and it wasn't a good experience, huh?
It was a great experience, man. Was a great experience.
Even the snow?
Even the snow. Was my no, that's the truth. Was my first time that I saw snow in my life. So I was
Did
I
you
was
eat it?
I was born. I was what's that?
Did you eat it? Did you try it?
That you have to do it.
As long as it's not yellow.
Exactly.
Or black.
That's
Because I saw a lot of snow right there. Was like all black. I say, oh, that's not clean at all.
No, yeah. From this once it
The
it
yellow
sits
ones.
on the ground in the city like Stockholm, yeah, it turns
So
black.
I was raised in Brazil, and then I moved down right here to LA in 2009, 2010, and everybody knows like LA right here. We don't have like a snow, or just we drive to the mountains and we're gonna see snow, but not like a Sweden that you see a lot of snow right here on the ground. So something like this and snow. So for me, it was like in shock. I really like Stockholm. I had fun right there, and it's a really nice city, really nice country. I really enjoy, and I'm gonna be happy if they have the next UFC in Sweden. I'm down to fight there.
Maybe you can fly from Canada directly over to Stockholm and maybe get a fight at night over there too.
Yeah. On the same day.
So 4th of October, same day. There's a couple of sweets on there. We got Hamid Khorassani.
Yeah.
Akira Khorassani.
Akira.
Akira Khorassani. Hamid from Gothenburg. Well, he's actually closer to your
Lund,
city
yeah.
originally, but
Exactly.
he's adopted to.
No,
to
he's from
Gothenburg.
Skåne.
He's got a tough fight on his hand. Holloway, Max Holloway is a very tough fighter, 145. But he's also he's proven himself lately. You know, took on Poirier, who's fighting Conor McGregor tonight, and he rocked Poirier, and he had him hurt. So it'll be interesting to see how Poirier does against Conor McGregor tonight. Talking about Conor McGregor, it's very hard to miss him. He's only had 3 fights now in the UFC.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be his third, right?
His four.
Max, no.
No, this is gonna be his
Fourth fight.
fourth fight.
Okay.
Is it?
Second fight- No, he's had
Third.
one in Sweden when he made him against
And then
Marcus.
he met Max Holloway.
Yeah, Max Holloway that he beat as well, and this
Yeah,
is his third
third.
fight.
His
Yeah.
third fight.
Yeah, because he was out because of the surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exciting fight.
very exciting fight.
Very
Poirier is a
exciting
tough guy, but in the verbal fight so far,
McGregor
Conor
is the
McGregor is
winner.
definitely winning. Poirier has not
He's-
had much to say, so it'll be interesting to see. And then the main event, Gunnar Nelson from Iceland, very good grappler as well, has taken on Rick Story. Maybe not the
In
main
Sweden,
card
yeah.
in Sweden,
Yeah,
yeah. No, maybe not the a very strong main card per se. Gunnar Nelson is a very talented fighter, but he hasn't made such a big name, that big of a name for himself yet. Have you followed Gunnar? Do you know who he is?
No.
You know him.
Yeah,
He's from
I know,
Iceland.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I was watch UFC Insider or something like that,
Uh-huh.
and I saw like a little bit about his life. That he's from Iceland.
Yeah.
He never
and,
smiles.
No.
He's just like this.
He's like
all the time.
I believe his background is BJJ, right?
He's actually from a
Ah,
karate
yeah.
background,
Oh,
but then
really?
he has a very high level black belt in jiu-jitsu as well.
And then I saw he has like a jiu-jitsu school over there.
Very big, doing very well in Reykjavik, the
So I
capital.
don't know a lot about him, but when I watched that show, was talk about him, and I can notice that he's really tough, and,
Yeah.
he has all he represented like a country that he's the only fighter.
Yeah,
So it's really exciting. So it's gonna be a good fight as Ricky Story, really good wrestler, tough,
yeah.
always like moving forward, and gonna be exciting fight. And then he has more experience than the other guy as well.
Yeah, Gunnar Nelson. Now, there's a few Swedes on the card. Ilya Latifi, he's from your
Yeah,
area.
He's from.
Have you ever trained with Ilya?
No, I never.
He's slightly bigger.
He is a little bit bigger, just slightly. I'm pretty big too. No, my first time when I started MMA, he was the guy I was, looking at the gym. Who is that guy? He was throwing the weights at the gym like crazy, and okay, this is how you have to do it. But since he moved to Stockholm, he lives there right now, right? I think.
He trains that All-Star in
exactly,
Stockholm, yeah.
He's been doing very good. I think he's involved his game pretty much, so I'm excited for him actually.
It's his very first fight was with even less than 8 days notice. It was basically with 4 days notice against
George Musashi.
Musashi, and the main event is replacing Alexander Gustafsson. Never fought in the UFC before and had to cut all the weight. Hilarious, very, very tough. His second fight, he won submission, and now he's he's on the main card on next Saturday as well. And we got a few more Swedes on there. We got Magnus Cedenblad's coming back again. Have you trained with Magnus at all?
No, I never trained with him. No.
He fought on the card when you were in Sweden as well, the very first UFC card in Sweden. And then Tor Train, who was on the Ultimate Fighter as well. Great guy, very intelligent, good jiu-jitsu.
He's
tough.
Smart.
Yeah, very smart guy, very cool guy. And Nico, we got Musoke who's been doing really well in the UFC.
Yeah, actually.
He's very tough, and even though he's lost one of the fights, he's really, really tough. And it was funny because his last fight before the UFC, he fought. I was the announcer for that fight, and at the time he was still undefeated. But going from a local show in Sweden to the UFC, and to see someone just develop as much, not just physically but just mentally as well, to go into the UFC and doing well in the UFC. So as you saw when you were in Sweden, we have a lot of fight fans, and same arena as you were in. It'd be interesting to see how this card pans out with as many Swedes as we have on there. We also have I think we have one more Swede.
We don't have any new ones, right? No.
Niklas Bäckström is doing his second
good.
fight. Very
That's
good.
great.
Niklas Bäckström is very, very talented.
He is. Actually,
He's on the main card,
so
it'd be interesting to see. We've got the UFC 178 tonight, and we've got a title fight in 125. Predictions between Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, me too.
Mighty Mouse all day.
Mighty Mouse, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm gonna.
How do you think Arias could win? What can he do to win the fight?
TKO. I think
Land
he's
a
gonna.
punch?
I think he's gonna just put it like all his speed. He's really fast. He's really athletic. Really
Talking
good.
about Johnson, right?
Yeah. Mighty Mouse. He's his strike is really good. He's really fast. Good wrestler, athletic. As his opponent, forgot his name, Cariaso, right?
Cariaso.
Yeah.
But I think Mighty Mouse is gonna win.
For sure.
Being to win the second and third round. That's what I think.
Tonight's card's got one of the best lineups I've seen in a long time.
Dominick Cruz, I so bad want to see.
You've trained with Dominic as well.
Yeah.
But he was injured at most of the time you were down there training, right?
Yeah. Now he's back.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years, and you can't.
It's gonna be 3 years.
Yeah. Since he fought.
Two knee surgeries and preparing for one, and then
That's sad.
Yeah, and going from being the world champion, the sport has developed a lot in 3 years, and what's it gonna be like for him to come back? I guess we'll find out.
Do you think if he wins, he's gonna get a title shot? You think?
I'm not sure if he wants it. I don't know. But
you never know.
I think he's gonna win
tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
But do you think he will get a title shot directly after?
I don't think
Maybe he
so,
can fight the winner, but
probably
Caraway
if he beat Mizugaki tonight, probably I think he has like one more of those top, let's see, 5, and then I think if he beat one of those top 5 after tonight, he's gonna have the chance to fight for the title again. He was the champ for a long time,
very long time, and
so he deserves it.
I can
and
see.
Mizugaki is no walkthrough. He's tough.
Yeah, really tough.
So, and another fight I'm looking forward to is, obviously I want to see Conor McGregor and Poirier, from all the talking and the hype and so forth. But Eddie Alvarez coming into the UFC and fighting Donald Cerrone, 2 guys that definitely know how to both bring it and talk outside as well. As I'd say Cerrone is a little bit more of a talker outside of the cage, but it'll be very interesting to see.
I really like Cerrone, I think he's really good. Like a striker, he's a really good fighter. He has a lot of experience. He fights all the time. But I believe Eddie Alvarez is going to be him. I think he's a little bit more athletic than him. His strike is really good, and I believe he's going to be because he's wrestling. So I believe Eddie Alvarez is going to be Cerrone. But personally, I really like Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
I think he's a cool guy.
I want to see a head kick.
From Cerrone?
Yeah.
All right, we'll find out. It's only a few hours to go, and then we'll find out. Another fighter that's coming back is Kaz Ngannou. I think you've trained with her as well, Black House, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
she was down there for
I
a while
trained a couple
before she got
times.
injured. And she's come back. There's a female that many think can be the biggest threat to Ronda Rousey's reign, and the throne in the UFC.
His
she's
fight
big.
tonight, a really tough girl, Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
She trains MMA master that I know, like those head coaches from that gym. And I think at Zingano she has like a really tough fight tonight. I don't know who's gonna win, but Amanda Nunes, I don't think many people know about this girl. She's like new. She was fighting in Strikeforce before. I think it's gonna be her second or third fight in UFC, but she's really tough. She's really tough, and it's gonna be a good fight to see.
Heard here from Pedro Munhoz and Emil Hartsner. It's great to have you back here in the US. Emil, it's always good to have you in, Pedro. What should people look out for in the future with Pedro Munhoz?
Always, you guys gonna see, exciting fighting. I don't like to back up too much. I take a lot of things personal, so that's the way that I like to be, and that's why I like to finish fights. So, because I want to show like all my fans and all the people watching the fight a good fight, and I like to prove myself that I can be the best fighter in the world.
So that's what you're gonna show. You're gonna be the best fighter in the world. And Emil?
One dose after Emil.
And Emil, how much longer till you can fight again?
No, I think end of November, December or something. I'm not in a rush. I'm still young, but I love to fight over here in the US. So
the goal is to make the move over to the United States permanently, correct?
Yeah, for sure. I don't have anything back home, so I have my family. That's it. No apartment, no car. I have my 2 suitcases. That's it.
Is it just one more member from the Swedish mafia?
Swedish mafia.
In LA.
The Swedes taking over, you know that.
House mafia. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.
So.
Thank you.